answer Eliza's question in terms of a month of when you found out about the potential deal between China and Solomon Islands? Because at the moment, Zedza Zeldra is saying the government only found out when that draft was leaked. Second to that, will you apologise for the comments made last night? Labor is saying that you should apologise over the comments you made regarding the NDIS story with your mother.
I'm very pleased to address that issue. And I've had a chat, been in touch with Dylan Alcott about those issues today. But just going back to the other issue, what I was saying is specific details of an agreement we've set out about when we knew that, and Zed has rightly talked about that. I'm not going to go into those specifics because it goes into issues of national security. So I'm not going to do that. What I'm telling you, I'm sorry, I know a bit about national security. I've been on the National Security Committee for 8 years. Anthony Albanese was on it for less than, I think it was 3 months. So I know a bit about these issues and what you can and can't say about national security issues. What I have said very plainly, though, is we have always been aware of the risk of an agreement like this. We've been aware of the Chinese seeking to obtain an agreement like this, as they have in Papua New Guinea and other countries in the Pacific, as they have done in African countries. And we know what they've done in those countries, as we've seen them do things in Sri Lanka and places like that. We have seen how the Chinese operate in developing countries and how they seek to gain favour in those countries. They don't play by the same rules as liberal democracies and transparent liberal democracies like Australia and the United States and Japan and India and the United Kingdom and France and other countries like that. They play by a different set of rules. And so that, of course, makes our job very difficult. These are sovereign nations making their own decisions. To the other point, look, I meant no offence by what I said last night, but I accept that it has caused offence to people, and Dylan and I have been in contact today, and I apologise directly to Dylan about that. I think people would also appreciate that I would have had no such intention of suggesting that anything other than every child is a blessing is true. Every single child is precious and a blessing to every single parent. And I don't think that is in dispute. And I don't think anyone would seriously think that I had intent of anything different to that. What I was seeking to do when talking to Catherine and about her son Ethan last night, and I had the opportunity to talk to Catherine after the debate last night, took her details. We've been in touch with her today about her particular case. Catherine certainly didn't convey to me that she'd taken it in that way. But I can appreciate, particularly with some of the ways it was communicated and the way it was sought to be represented by our political opponents in the middle of an election, that it could have been taken in a different context. And I'm deeply sorry about that. The points that Dylan make are right. It's about equality, and it's about access, and it's about being able to live life on the same terms as everyone else. And that's what the National Disability Insurance Scheme is all about. I think it's a very important scheme. I know Labor thinks it's a very important scheme. It's a very difficult scheme to run. There are challenges in running a scheme of that scale, which is now bigger than Medicare, and every single individual's case is different. Every single case is different. I was simply trying to make the point last night, and I've often referred to my own children as blessing, as you know. We were 14 years in the waiting to have our children. But my point was I wasn't trying to imply that I could first-hand understand the challenges people face in those situations. I was seeking to respect the challenges they face, not the opposite. And I would hope that people will accept that at face value, and I deeply apologise for any offence that it caused.